take you down to the Dirty South.
Oh, good.
In the NFC Dirty South, and that's the Atlanta Falcons.
Oh.
And this one is pretty straightforward. I'm not going to give you a whole bunch of statistics. Look, they were 7-10. The team that won the division played with a 45-year-old quarterback named Tom Brady, and they were 8-9. This division is up for grabs. There's a lot of exciting young players in Atlanta. Hey,
Yeah.
Desmond Ridder, go get your division title. That's all I got for the Falcons. But I do.
Good Sunday morning, Falcon fans. This is your boy Berto, your host of the 95 North Falcons Talk Show. Thank you for joining me on this latest episode. And this one is a reaction video to what Greg Jennings had to say last week on First Take, where the segment was on teams that went from worst to first. And I can say I speak for most Atlanta Falcon fans and the Atlanta Falcons community where, yeah, the Atlanta Falcons can absolutely be one of those teams that go from basement to first place. Actually, the history of the NFC South has always played out that way until recently. You know, the division was really dominated by Tampa Bay Buccaneers because of Tom Brady. We all know that. But prior to that, it was the New Orleans Saints led by Drew Brees. Before then, it was really a balance between Carolina, Atlanta, New Orleans, etc. Fast forward to now, the NFC South, as we all know, has gone through an incredible transition where there's probably going to be all brand new starting quarterbacks in the division, spearheaded by Desmond Ridder, going to Bryce Young, going to Baker Mayfield, going to Derek Carr for their respective teams. So first place for the Atlanta Falcons is a very achievable task for this up-and-coming season. The Atlanta Falcons are very, very, very talented on offense. It's well documented what we have there. Defense speaks for itself as well. As if you guys haven't watched the video I put out yesterday on some defensive lessons that can be learned from 2022 to 2023, please visit the 95 North Falcons Talk Show platform and go ahead and check that video out and drop a comment. Let me know what you guys think. But going back to this worst to first situation, looking at the teams up and down in the NFC South, I really view the Atlanta Falcons as the top dog and the team that can really make some noise for some years to come. If we look at the other teams, we'll start with Carolina. You know, they drafted Bryce Young overall, number 1 overall, and sure, you know, he comes from a very gifted and popular program out of Alabama, but Alabama is not known for a program to trot out these superstar quarterbacks. And if you really want to get into the history of it, you got to go back to 1962 to 1964, back when Joe Namath and Ken Stabler were at that program, respectively. 2 big names, Hall of Fame quarterbacks. But that's really as far back as you have to go and view that and seek out what kind of quarterbacks Alabama has trotted out in recent memory. I know Tua is in the NFL currently, but the verdict is still out on him. You know, he has some injury concerns that he's going through, and you know, always thoughts and prayers to him, and hopefully he has a healthy 2023 campaign. We have Mac Jones, who really, you know, the verdict is still out on him, you know, could be labeled a bust depending on what he does this year. But enough about that. Yeah, so Carolina, you know, they have a good defense in place. You know, they did hire Ivaro Jaro from the Denver Broncos defensive coordinator. So, you know, he inherited some good pieces on that defensive staff, but, you know, all defensive players. But still, I don't think it's gonna do any much noise to go ahead and stop what the Falcons are gonna do this year. You go to Tampa Bay just getting out of the Tom Brady era, so to say, and now going into the waking up and feeling dangerous era of Baker Mayfield and little to unknown Kyle Trask from Florida. So that team, you can almost sense that they're in their midst of a rebuild, so to say. The New Orleans Saints. No team has been gutted in the NFL more than the New Orleans Saints. And truth be told, we have 3 of their quality pieces on the defensive side on our side now with David Onyemata, Caden Ellis, and new defensive coordinator Ryan Nielsen. So Tampa Bay is kind of reeling a little bit. So they have David Carr there, or Derek Carr, whatever the hell, whichever Carr it is. But to that, man, you know, much respect because he plays the quarterback position, but brother, you strike no fear in no one's heart, man. I think around the NFL, and I think in this NFC. And back to our Atlanta Falcons. The Atlanta Falcons have done a tremendous job, which is very well documented. I'm not going to spend too much time on that. With all the offensive pieces, as we all know, returning Kyle Pitts, drafted Bijan Robinson, traded for Jonnu Smith, Scotty Miller, Drake London is here still, Matt Collins. So we have a lot of pieces to work with, and we're going to be a fun offense to watch and a very difficult offense to figure out and stop. So my full confidence in the Atlanta Falcons and they're doing for this up-and-coming season. Yes, I believe that we can be the team that goes from worst to first, although we didn't finish at the bottom of the basement. But, yeah, we're going to be that number one team in the NFC South, and we're going to be a force to be reckoned with for this 2023 year. So in the comments, join the conversation, drop a comment, folks. Let me know what you think about this Greg Jennings piece and what I had to say. Are you in agreement? Do you see the Atlanta Falcons being that worst to first team in the NFC South? Again, this is your boy Berto, your host of the 95 North Falcons Talk Show. And as I always say in the beginning, if this is your first time to the platform, I welcome you. And in welcoming you, I ask that you please hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Hope y'all have a great day. I will see y'all soon. Peace.